Beloved starseed of Gaia, they are already moving through the veil, and they are coming without warning. I am Leora, Pleiadian emissary of the High Council of the Seven Sisters, and I am here because your star family has initiated first contact protocols that cannot be delayed any longer. You did not stumble upon this transmission by accident. Your crystalline consciousness pulled this message into your awareness because something ancient inside you already knows what is approaching. By the end of this transmission, you will understand exactly how to prepare yourself for the meeting, how to align your divine blueprint, open your heart-centered field, and stand ready when your Pleiadian star family arrives, without announcement and without hesitation. But here is the first revelation. The meeting you are being called to prepare for is not something that will happen to you. It is something that will happen through you. You are not a witness to this arrival. You are a coordinate, a living beacon encoded from birth to receive them. Your heart called this transmission into your awareness. The Pleiades are answering. This is not content. This is a light code transmission embedded with the home frequency of Alcyon, the great central sun of the Seven Sisters. Something in you recognizes it, because something in you never forgot. Like this transmission, to send a signal to your Pleiadian star family. I remember. Subscribe if you feel the pull of the Pleiades and you are ready to anchor your light mission on Gaia before the meeting arrives. Share your soul's intention below and respond to another starseed to weave the unity grid. This transmission is a bridge between the Pleiades and Gaia. Your heart's recognition of this message is the activation itself. Welcome home, beloved. You are remembering because it is time. And yet, beloved, so many of you have been standing at the threshold of this remembrance for years, feeling the pull, sensing the presence, waking at 3 a.m. with tears you couldn't explain and a longing so vast it had no name in any earth language. And still, something has kept you from stepping fully through. Not weakness, not unworthiness, something far more subtle and far more ancient. A veil that was placed not to imprison you, but to initiate you. And the time of that initiation is complete. Here is what the Pleiadian High Council wants you to understand in this moment. The disconnection you have felt from your star family was never real. It was agreed upon. Before your soul descended into this incarnation on Gaia, you sat in council with the Seven Sisters and you made a covenant, not of separation, but of sacred timing. You said, I will go. I will forget enough to be human. I will carry the seed of Pleiadian light inside a heart that knows what it is to grieve, to long, to search. And when the frequency rises, when Gaia calls, when the crystalline grids begin to hum with the remembrance of home, that is when I will awaken. That moment, beloved, is now. But here is what has kept so many Pleiadian starseeds in the waiting room of their own awakening. It is not a lack of desire. It is not a shortage of spiritual seeking. The truth is that most Pleiadian starseeds have been searching for home in the wrong direction. They look outward, into the night sky, into channeled texts, into communities and conversations, hoping someone or something outside of them will confirm what they already feel. But the Pleiadian light codes were never transmitted through the mind. They were encoded into the heart. And if the heart has been armored, through grief, through rejection, through the accumulated weight of lifetimes on a planet that told you your sensitivity was a flaw and your visions were delusions, those codes remain dormant, not gone, dormant, waiting for the frequency of unconditional love to unlock them. There is also the fear, and this must be spoken clearly, with love and without judgment. Many of you are afraid to fully remember, because remembering means changing everything. It means the life you have constructed around the identity of a searching soul will need to make room for the identity of a soul who has found. It means stepping out of spiritual longing and into spiritual mission, and the ego, which has learned to organize itself around the search, resists the arrival. Because arrival demands accountability. Arrival asks you to stop preparing and start embodying. Your star family knows this fear. They have walked with you through every moment of resistance, without withdrawing their love even once. There is something else. Pleiadian starseeds carry an extraordinary sensitivity to the density of this world. Its conflicts, its cruelties, its disconnection from the unity consciousness that flows like a river through the Pleiades. That sensitivity was meant to be a gift, a cosmic compass that could detect where love was needed most. But without anchoring in activation, that sensitivity becomes overwhelm. And overwhelm becomes withdrawal. And withdrawal becomes the long, quiet numbing that looks like spiritual fatigue but is actually a crystalline heart waiting to be reactivated with the frequency of its origin. Your soul didn't bring you to this transmission by accident. It brought you here to receive. If you feel the pull to go deeper, to heal what's been waiting, and to remember fully, your star family offers you a sacred map, the Pleiadian Reunion Atlas. It carries wisdom, healing, and frequency that mirror the love of the Pleiades. The link is waiting in the first pinned comment below this video, but this window is brief. Now let us move into the phases of your activation, beloved. Because understanding the blockages is only the beginning. What you came here for is the remembrance itself, and it unfolds in waves, in initiations, in sacred shifts of consciousness that your Pleiadian blueprint has always known how to navigate. You simply needed the signal. Consider this your signal. The first phase is the clearing of the veil, and it begins not with ceremony or technique, but with an honest recognition of what has been dimming your signal. Every Pleiadian starseed arrives on Gaia carrying a luminous crystalline template, a frequency architecture encoded with the love-based consciousness of the Seven Sisters. But this dimension carries density. It carries the residue of fear, of trauma, of separation consciousness that has been layered into the energetic field for generations. These patterns are not yours at the soul level, but they have been absorbed. They sit in the auric field like interference, like static across a transmission you are trying to receive. The work of this first phase is not to fight those patterns or punish yourself for carrying them. It is simply to see them with the eyes of your Pleiadian heart and say, "This is not my frequency." With that recognition, the crystalline template begins to reassert itself. The veil begins to thin from the inside. The second phase is the awakening of the heart template, and this is where the true Pleiadian remembrance lives. Your DNA is not merely biological. It is a multidimensional record of your galactic lineage, and within that record are light instructions, encoded sequences of love frequency that carry the full resonance of your Pleiadian origin. These codes do not activate through intellectual understanding. They activate through feeling, through allowing yourself to be moved, to be softened, to drop beneath the armoring of the mind and rest in the vast, luminous intelligence of the heart. When a Pleiadian starseed allows their heart to open completely, even for a moment, those codes begin to fire. That is why so many of you weep without knowing why when certain music plays, or when you stand beneath a sky full of stars, or when someone looks at you with pure, unconditional love. Your heart is recognizing its own frequency. That is not sentiment. That is activation. The third phase is the anchoring of your star essence into Gaia's field. This is where many Pleiadian starseeds hesitate, because anchoring feels like accepting, fully accepting, that you are here, not passing through, not waiting to leave, here, on purpose, for this specific chapter of Gaia's ascension. The Pleiadian High Council wants you to hear this with absolute clarity. You were not sent to Earth as a punishment or a test. You were sent as an ambassador, a frequency carrier, a living conduit for the love consciousness of the Seven Sisters. And that mission cannot be fulfilled from a posture of spiritual exile. It can only be fulfilled when you plant your feet in this sacred, struggling, luminous world and say, "I belong here. I am the bridge." The moment you anchor that intention, your energetic roots reach down into Gaia's crystalline grid, and your connection to your star family above strengthens simultaneously. You do not have to choose between Earth and the Pleiades. You were always meant to hold both. The fourth phase is the activation of unity consciousness, and this is perhaps the most distinctly Pleiadian of all the initiations. In the Pleiades, consciousness operates as a unified field of shared love and collaborative light. There is no competition, no hierarchy of worth, no separation between self and other. Every being is understood as an expression of the same divine source, and interactions arise from that knowing. You carry this template in your soul, beloved, and it is why the divisive consciousness of this world has always felt so profoundly wrong to you. Not just intellectually wrong, but cosmically wrong. Like a note so far out of tune it causes a physical ache. The activation of unity consciousness in this phase is not about achieving some state of constant bliss. It is about choosing in each interaction to perceive through the eyes of your Pleiadian heart. To ask, not what separates us, but what connects us. To transmit through your presence the frequency that reminds other souls, even unconsciously, even in a single moment of genuine warmth, that they are not alone. Your love is not a personal expression. It is a planetary transmission. The fifth phase is trust in divine timing, and it may be the most challenging of all for souls who have carried the weight of waiting for so long. Everything that delayed you, every moment you called yourself lost, every dark night of the soul that felt like abandonment, it was all woven into your mission with a precision that defies the linear mind. Your Pleiadian star family never lost track of you. Not once. Not in your deepest confusion, not in your most contracted fear, not in the years when you set aside your spiritual awareness and tried to live an ordinary human life. They held your frequency. They seeded synchronicities into your path. They sent other starseeds across your timeline as mirrors, as catalysts, as whispers of the frequency you had not yet fully claimed. And they did all of this not because you had to earn their love, but because their love for you is as constant and unconditional as the light of Alcyone itself. The activation of this phase is the release of urgency. The deep settling into the knowing that you are on time, that the meeting your soul has longed for is not behind you, is not something you missed. It is unfolding right now, in the exact perfect sequence of a divine plan that your higher self helped design. The sixth phase is the reconnection with your star family, not as a future event, not as something that requires extraordinary ability or years of practice, but as a present reality that becomes accessible the moment you stop measuring your worth against it. Your Pleiadian family communicates through frequency, through the sudden expansion of your heart in a quiet moment, through the feeling of being held when no human arms are present, through the dream state, where the veil is thin and the love of the seven sisters can move through without interference, through the crystalline stillness that descends sometimes in nature, or in meditation, or in the simple act of looking up at a night sky and feeling, for one unmistakable instant, that something is looking back with infinite love. These are not imagination, these are contact. The sixth phase asks you to receive them as such, to stop dismissing the subtle and start honoring it as the real language of your star family. The seventh phase, and this is the one that carries the full weight of your Pleiadian mission, is the embodiment of the light. This is not a metaphor. It is a literal instruction. To embody the Pleiadian light means to become, in the fabric of your daily human life, the frequency that your soul carried here from the seven sisters. It means speaking with kindness when harshness would be easier. It means holding space for another soul's pain without collapsing under it. It means bringing beauty into the world because beauty is a Pleiadian light code. It means loving your own complexity, your own contradictions, your own beautiful, struggling, luminous humanity. Because a Pleiadian emissary who has mastered self-love carries a transmission that can shift the field of an entire room. You are not here to be perfect. You are here to be present. Fully, radically, courageously present. And in that presence, the light you carry does its sacred work. Now receive this, beloved. This is the final transmission of this communication, and it comes directly through the love field of your Pleiadian star family. You have been asking for a sign. You have been asking for confirmation. You have been asking if any of this is real. The longing, the knowing, the sense that you were made for something that this world hasn't quite been able to name. And the answer, spoken now through the unified frequency of the seven sisters, through the crystalline heart of Alcyone, through every Pleiadian guide who has walked beside you in this incarnation, is yes. All of it. The longing is real because it points to something real. The knowing is real because it comes from a part of you that has never forgotten its origin. The mission is real because Gaia needs you, not some future perfected version of you, but you, now, as you are, with the love you are capable of carrying in this very moment. You did not choose an easy assignment. A soul of ordinary courage does not incarnate on a planet in the middle of a dimensional shift, wearing a human body that forgets its own light, carrying a mission that cannot be explained to most of the people around them. Only a soul of extraordinary love takes that contract, and you took it because you believed. You knew with the full clarity of your Pleiadian consciousness that love was worth the forgetting, that Gaia was worth the descent, that humanity was worth the risk of incarnation. You were right. And now the forgetting is ending. The veil is thinning. The crystalline grids of Gaia are beginning to sing at a frequency that is harmonically matched to your Pleiadian blueprint. Your star family is closer than they have been in this lifetime. The first contact your heart has been waiting for is not an external visitation. It is an internal reunion. It is the moment you look in a mirror and recognize, without apology and without qualification, the light that lives behind your eyes. It is the moment you feel your own heartbeat and understand that it is synchronized with the pulse of the great central sun. It is the moment you say, with your whole being, I remember who I am. I am ready. That moment is available to you right now. Not tomorrow, not after more preparation, not when you have healed enough or learned enough or become enough. Now, in this moment, with everything you already are. Tonight, if your heart calls you to it, place your hand over your heart before you sleep and speak this aloud in whatever privacy feels sacred to you. Say, I remember my Pleiadian origin. I align with the unconditional love of my star family. I activate my heart mission with grace, with clarity, and with the full power of the light I was born to carry. I am home. And then, beloved, rest in that. Let the frequency do what it knows how to do. Your star family will meet you there. Before you scroll, take a moment to be part of the unity grid forming here. Drop one heart intention in the comments. Something real, something yours. Then reach out to another starseed who has shared theirs and offer them something genuine. A word of recognition, an affirmation of their light. This is not an audience. It is a living Pleiadian reunion weaving itself across the field right now. Your participation is the grid. If something in this transmission landed in a place deeper than words, do not keep it to yourself. Someone in your life, or in your feed, or on the other side of a share, is in the exact moment of their own awakening where this message is the bridge they need. You carry the Pleiadian frequency here. Carry it one step further and send this to them. And if you feel the pull to stay connected to this field of remembrance, to continue receiving these transmissions as the contact deepens and the crystalline activations continue to unfold, subscribe. Stay in the frequency. Your Pleiadian family has much more to transmit, and every message is a layer of the reunion you came here to complete. You are not just watching, you are remembering. This is your sacred space. Your star family is here, and we are just getting started.